Okay, now let's deal with transformations first. With BW on HANA, generally we have different types of transformation like direct mapping, constant, routine, formula, all those stuff, right? Suppose you also can implement ABAP code when you want to do some complex transformation like start routine, end routine, export routines, or field level routines. Okay. Generally, what happens when you have a standard transformations like normal, yeah. If you see this, see, I've just got direct mappings of all this. Then you see this checkbox. What is this? Now when you have this checkbox enabled, it means the transformations can be executed into transformations can be pushed down into HANA database. So when you have standard transformations implemented, these transformations can be pushed down into HANA. So the transformations are executed by HANA engine and it is very fast. You cannot really enable the checkbox by yourself. It has to be by the system. For example, if you see this, it is not yet enabled here. You can just say, what it said, data store object so and so not supported. Now this cannot be pushed down. You can just click this button to check whether these transformations can be pushed down to HANA or not. Suppose let's say I wanted to write some complex routine, where I'm doing some lookup or something. Then when I write with ABAP, these transformations cannot be pushed down deep into HANA database. So the question is, let's say I would like to implement some complex routines or complex logic for feeding some fields or whatever it is. But still I want to push down the logic deep into HANA database so that the performance of my transformations is fine. So this kind of concept, like say you have got BW with some relational database, non-HANA, and you migrated it to HANA database. Now once it is migrated, you basically start loading. Now you find some problem explicitly with some transformation. Let's say there are some 2-3 loads which is really taking a lot of time. And then when you analyze those DTP, you feel that most of the time is spent at the transformations. So those transformations will be the point of focus to do some tuning on to improve that particular loading performance. So when I have some complex ABAP logic implemented, which it is not, so when you have complex ABAP logic, it is not pushing down into HANA bus and it's not improving the performance. So there's no effect from the HANA. So what I need to do is I need to convert that ABAP code as part of scripting and push down the transformations deep into HANA database and improve the performance. That's the point of focus. That is what we're looking at. Okay. Before we go with the same, I have this BW modeling tools perspective. I use this BW project to work on BW aspects, right? Same way you'll have another perspective called what? ABAP. We use this perspective when you want to work on ABAP specific. It could be, you might be working on ABAP in BW or ECC, whatever it is. If you want to work on ABAP perspective, we use ABAP perspective when you want to work on ABAP development with respect to any of the SAP application, because all SAP applications does support you ABAP development. So if I go in here and I say drop down, what type of project do we create here? ABAP project, and then we can start working on ABAP. Now I'll go to ABAP project. I want to work on ABAP with this BW system, or otherwise you can select ECC depending on your requirement. I go with this. Here I can change my name, my ABAP project. Okay, and you see, if you expand this, you start seeing. If it is BW project, you start seeing what info areas. If it is ABAP project, you start seeing all packages first. And under this package, you can start creating any of this. As new, you can create ABAP class interface or ABAP program, or other. If you go get it other, you see lots of stuff. You can create some dictionary, like you can create your lock object, domain, data element, structure, table type, view. Whatever you can do in SC11, you can create it from here. You can go with the say source library, you can create ABAP class, ABAP program, interface, function group, function model, include program, you can create all those stuff. And a web Dynamo Pro components, anything can be created from here, from HANA ABAP perspective. That is your ABAP project and ABAP perspective. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. So this is how we can base, and if you get into favorites, you'll have $TM. You can add any favorite, like while creating project, we had an option of adding that. For example, if you when you basically creating this project here, you can basically add the packages what you want. Say why BW I want it as I want that to be shown under favorite package, so it is easy for me to refer to that. So this will be added as my package into my favorites. అలాగే ఏదైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు. Okay, boss. But for me, by default, only $TMP is in my favorite packages. But everything, all my ABAP components are organized by package here. Okay. So even in the ABAP perspective, you can start working on ABAP components here. Okay. I'm just taking some source object and target object, and let's see. Okay. Then okay. See, I will take it a simple requirement now. I've got a source field information as contract, and it is feeding to what? Contract, offer element. All these are direct mappings, no issues. But for count, if I just say check now, I'll have to activate this. Now, does it start pushing this into HANA? Yes. But let's say I have simple requirement. For counter, I don't want to take it from the source. I just want to feed it with default as 1 for every record. I know I can do that with constant, but I'll write a simple routine. I'll say what? Result equal to 1. And whatever assign result, that will be getting into my target field. Now let me just activate. Look at this checkbox. Now, does it push this into the HANA bus? So are these transformations being processed by HANA engine? No. So then obviously you'll see a difference in the performance. Let's say if this is the case, and I've got some complex routine and transformations are really taking a lot of time, and I would like to speed up the transformations by implementing SQL scripting expert routine and execute them in HANA engine. So that's the point of focus. Okay. This is a requirement. And all these are direct mapping from the source. Counter matram is the requirement. One. This is one set of transformation. Rule group, if you go to technical rule group, you see the mapping of what? Record mode. So I need to write some routine which takes care about mapping of rules in fields in standard group as well as what? Technical అంటే record mode mapping కూడా మనమే handle చేయాలి. Okay. Do you know about export routine in ABAP? Where you'll have source package, result package. You basically source package is one internal table, result package is one internal table. All the data which is coming from source would be in what? Source package. You start consider those records, manipulate whatever you want, and append it to what? Result package. And the records what you append it to result package will be getting into target or the export routine, right? Same way, when you want to implement your scripting, see here, if you go to edit and say routines, you have export routine, start routine, and these all are relevant to ABAP. But you have one more. What is SAP HANA expert script routine? SAP HANA expert. So you're going to write an export routine. Export routine at it will be one routine which will take care about mapping of every target field, right? So it's going to create an export routine which will involve scripting into it. Okay, now click on this. And so what? Yes. Normally, when you have export routine, there's no field level mappings. It will be all one routine which takes care about mapping every target field. So when I say create export routine, okay, export script routine, it is automatically creating one what? What is this creating? It is automatically creating one class. Okay. Oops. Okay. It is automatically creating a class, and it's creating one, and it's got one method. What is this? Procedure, ABAP method, and this procedure, if you get inside the procedure, it is automatically created an ABAP class, and it will have a method where method is declared as method name is what? Procedure, and the method is declared as an HDB procedure scripting. Look at this method procedure by database procedure of HDB HANA database language scripting means what? With that statement, it is declared a method in a class where the method is going to contain scripting as a body, not the ABAP code. This is called as ABAP managed database procedures. So the outer cover is ABAP, but internally all the logic is being implemented with what? Scripting. So it automatically creates one ABAP class with the method, which is where the method of the method is declared as an method declared where it is going to contain scripting into it. So with this statement, by what? Database procedure for HDB language SQL script options with read only. With this, it understands the body of this scripting is going to be body of this method is going to be SQL script. When you go inside, it automatically have a two declarations. One is in tab, one is what? Out tab. In case of normal exported, how do we have source package, result package bus? Same way, by default, your coding will by default have two temporary tables. You know temporary tables? In scripting, we use temporary. Same way, we have temporary table in tab and what? Out tab. All the data what is coming from the source would be in what? In tab. You actually have to do a select onto the in tab and read the data as per your requirement and assign it to what? Out tab. My coding would be something like out tab is equal to select so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so from what? In tab. And if you go down, and it is where before this end method you start writing your scripting. But in the SAP UI, GUI, you can't write scripting into this method. You have to get into ABAP perspective in HANA modeling and edit this. You can't edit here. Okay. Just say back. Remember this class. What is 5LY, right? Now let me go to my what is this here? My ABAP. I'm in which perspective? ABAP perspective. I've opened my ABAP project. If I go to by default, that will be $TMP. I'll go to $TMP, expand, source library, classes. I should see my class here. 5LY. Is this class 5LY? Double click on this class. When I open this class, same, you see the same thing. This is a class declaration. If you go down, you see this. What is this? You see a method in this class where it says method so and so procedure of script read only, and I've got in tab what are all these fields? These are the field names in what? in tab. Okay. Can I say that is structure of in tab? And then this is what your structure of your out tab. And then before this end method, you start writing your coding. So read the data from the in tab as per your requirements and assign the data to what? Out tab. Anthony logic. I think you should understand this. Now this is my target fields. My select would be in the we don't have a concept of into corresponding fields. So you must specify the same sequence as per my target table. Now target table in the first contract, offer element, record mode, contract value, compliance and counter. So select contract. So I'm going to read because this is do we have a same field contract in the target source also? So this has to get into my contract. So I'm saying so select /bh/s contract from the source. Why am I right? I don't have to write as here because the target table and source field is same, but still as and whatever I'm reading it this as contract, assign it to the same target field. So if target field is different, this will help you. So this is the source field what I'm reading. This is the name of the target field to which I'm assigning the value to. Same offer element, but record mode I'm putting a constant as what? I'm not reading it from source. I'm saying n as this record mode, contract value to contract value to value, compliance, and then what is this? I'm saying one as counter. For every record, keep taking as what? One. I'm reading all this data from which table? Content colon I int tab. Why? When I'm referring to the content of it, I told you when you're assigning ఇక్కడ colon ఏం పెట్టం. We don't put colon here. But when you're reading from the temporary table, I put colon temporary tables. అంతే నా scripting. ఏందుంది? So what are the logic I wanted in the transformations? Did I implement as ABAP managed database procedures into the scripting? And you activate it here. So this is activated successfully. Actually, you see that coding here, right? In the back, just say activate. Crediting you can't edit that ABAP managed database procedure in the SAP GUI. You have to edit it in ABAP perspective. Now, even though I'm writing some logic of customized logic, I'm still able to be pushing the transformations into HANA database, HANA engine. Yeah. Now, just let me just create DTP and then next. And as a point of, if you want to show this as point of POC, you just take some huge data and have some complex logic and show them the runtime of the DTP having transformations in ABAP, runtime of the DTP having transformations being pushed with SQL scripting export out. I have executed with this 30 records done. And if I see this data in this, and it's not an activated new table, you see counter as 1. This was a simple one which I was trying to do. Okay, was fine. Now look at this. ఇది కొద్దిగా different. See, you've been working on BW or something. You might have written lots of complex transformations. But as per my experience, what I feel is most of your transformations should be lookups. General, apart from lookup, it will be something like currency conversion or something, that stuff. But majority of the case, you will have what? Lookup. You have some incoming field. Based on incoming field, you do look up to some table of active table of DSO or mass data or some custom table or something. You pick some value and fill it. But what SAP has done is when you want to do lookup to master data or we have option of read master data. We also have what? Read from DSO also. ABAP running great kadanna. If you're really good architect or good consultant, you should eliminate using of ABAP. That's the concept. So if you have a requirement of reading master data, reading DSO, I can use this concepts. But if you have requirement of reading data from some custom table within BW, let's say you're getting some customer number. Based on incoming customer number, I need to do some lookup to some custom table, get customer type or something. Then I don't have that. In that case, I'll end up writing what? ABAP code. You write some coding where you get data into some internal table, then look up, read the state, all those stuff you do. I would like to implement the same kind of logic. I know I've taken some active tables of DSO which I could implement with read DSO, but I wanted to implement that with scripting. If you want majority of the case, lookup. Once you get lookup, it's all simple transformations. So how do we do lookup? With scripting. That's what I wanted to show you. See, I have this contract. One second, let me just take this thing. I've got 3 tables, okay? First, my requirement is this. I'm loading some data here, and each record is one contract. Each record is one contract. My requirement is about checking whether the incoming contract is compliance or not. You remember we written some scripting, whether offer element value is matching or not. You remember? One contract will have a lot of offer elements. If all the offer element matches, then it is compliance. If anyone does not match, it is not compliance. First thing what I want to do is, based on the incoming contract, do we also, okay. Based on the incoming contract, if I go to this, do I also have incoming customer? Means incoming data is contract data. So for a given contract, I know which is a customer and what is the product is dealing with. Okay. So for each record, for each incoming contract, do we know to which customer in the source? Yes. Source law in tab in tab, do we have customer bus? Yes. So based on this customer, I must do look up to this. Which table is it? /b/p and mass data of customer, and find out for a given customer what is my customer type. Yeah. Do I see this column? Customer type, exceptional, essential, or something. For each incoming record is a contract. For each record in tab is a contract. For a given contract, you will know who is a customer. Based on customer, by doing lookup to my attribute table of customer, I can find out the customer type, whether it is exceptional, essential. Okay. Next, I have another table. Is what is say product. So do I also have incoming product? Do I know for a contract to which product is this item level? So for given contract to which product do we deal with? We understand that. So from the product, now if I go to this product master data table, for a given product, can I find out product category whether it is upstream or downstream? Logic was for given incoming contract, I know which is a customer, who is the product. From the given customer, I can find out customer type from the master data of customer. For given product, I can find out the product type from product master data. Okay. Once I find those, I've got one. What is slash base slash a 00 is an active table of a DSO. Yes, standard DSO. If I get into this, in this case, for given product category and customer type, do we have different offer elements maintained? And you also have offer element value. What does it say? ఇది ఎన్ని నువ్వు రికార్డు మోడ్ మర్చిపో. But you see this value, which says for product category as downstream, for essential, LMC last minute changes, no. Year on year volume growth, yes. Rush order, no. On time delivery commitment, no. Monthly volume optionality, no. Less than full truckload, no. And కొన్ని ఆఫర్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేసాం. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయాలంటే బస్ I get to know the incoming contract. Based on the contract, I also know incoming customer and product. Based on the customer, I've identified customer type. Based on the product, I've identified product type. Based on customer type and product type, I can pick out the offer elements. So this is my offer elements. And for one given contract, based on the customer type and product type, do we have multiple offer elements? Okay, I need to format 5 rows into my target. And then I've got value here. See, this is nothing but for each offer element I have value here. That is a value. And then I have got contract. That is a value in what? This is the value what I maintain in offer book. This is like offer book for me. For this product category, for this type of customer, I give these offers. That is like this offer book for me. Then from the incoming, say I have income for